Hello there and welcome back. I am on page 130 of the textbook and I want to show you the rule for writing city and states. And this is primarily a comma rule, but it also involves capital letters. So if you turn to page 130 and let's zoom in on our writing section here. And here is the rule, or the first rule. Use a comma. You want to put two M's in the word comma. Otherwise you have coma, which is a state of unconsciousness. So comma is a two-syllable word that breaks between those M's, and you have comma. Use a comma between the names of cities and states. So for example, Sevierville, Tennessee. New York, New York. Los Angeles, sorry, it's LOS. I've always had trouble remembering that. Los Angeles is in California. So these are three examples of city and state. I want to highlight the grammar rules for you, the mechanics rules. You have capital letters for city and state and a comma. Capital letters, comma, capital letters. Capital letters, comma, capital letter. So you want to check all of those things when you're writing these in your notes. This also works for a city and a country. For example, I want to visit the city of Cairo. That's in Egypt. Or I would love to go to Rome, and that's in Italy. So even if you have countries instead of states, you want to follow the same rule. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. I won't say it's easy, but it's pretty straightforward. You just have to develop the habit of doing that. Okay, there is another rule that's a little bit more difficult than just putting the comma in there. When a city and state are written in a sentence, put a comma after the state as well. And I'll show you some examples. If you need to stop the video, that's fine to catch up there. Okay, here's an example. The sentence I'm going to write: we are going to Dallas, Texas in June. We are going to Dallas. There's the city, and here's the state, in June. Full stop. So here is the city and state, and there's the comma that goes with it. But because this is in the middle of a sentence, we need to put a comma after Texas, because it's sitting right in the middle of that sentence. So you see that comma after Texas, the red one. That is happening because this city-state is in the middle of our sentence. Here's another example. Did you go to, I'm sorry, just one, okay. I heard my phone call. I have to listen for the phone. I apologize. Did you go to Atlanta, Georgia for graduation? Did you go to Atlanta, Georgia for graduation? I have a friend who does her sentences like this. She writes the whole sentence without any punctuation, and then she goes back to edit the sentence. So this is a trick that you might want to try. First of all, this is starting with one of those red verbs in our list on the parts of speech. So this is a question. Did you go to Atlanta, Georgia for graduation? And here is my city and state. So I know that I need to pay close attention there. There's the comma between city and state, and it's in the middle of a sentence. So you need to put the comma after the state as well. Did you go to Atlanta, Georgia for graduation? And here is one more example. We won a trip. So think about the emotion that would be in play here if you won a trip to London, England next summer. We won a trip to London, England next. Do I capitalize summer? No. Remember, we don't capitalize our seasons. Okay, if I want a trip to London, that is exciting. So I would use a full stop that shows excitement. And my city, state, it's really a city and a country, is right there. Comma between those, and because it's in the middle of a sentence, comma afterwards. And a lot of times they will write this on a test deliberately so that this space is here, because a lot of people forget about the comma because the word next is on the next line. So just be careful that you train yourself to look for those types of things. You got to get both of those in there. Okay, that pretty well covers the rules for cities and states or cities and countries. We will be practicing this rule in our writing exercises, but I wanted to introduce you to the rule without having the pressure of writing as well. So I will see you soon for the next video. Have a good day.